Lincoln's foray into politics began in the heartland of America, amidst the lively debates and burgeoning political scene of Illinois. He served in the Illinois legislature where he honed his political skills and developed his stance on critical issues of the day. Lincoln's eloquence and sharp wit, coupled with his unwavering moral compass, drew people to him. His early political career coincided with a period of national turmoil over the issue of slavery. Lincoln, a staunch believer in the equality of all men, emerged as a vocal opponent of slavery's expansion. He engaged in heated debates with Stephen Douglas, a prominent proponent of popular sovereignty, during their famous Senate campaign in 1858. Though Lincoln lost the election, the Lincoln-Douglas debates catapulted him to national prominence. Lincoln's unwavering principles and his ability to articulate them with clarity and conviction earned him the admiration of many and solidified his position as a rising star in the newly formed Republican Party. In 1860, Lincoln's unwavering stance on slavery and his reputation as a man of integrity secured him the Republican nomination for President of the United States. His victory in the election, however, proved to be a double-edged sword. It also led to the secession of several southern states and plunged the nation into the abyss of civil war. The year 1861 marked a pivotal moment in American history as the nation stood on the brink of collapse. Lincoln's election had ignited the secessionist movement in the South, and with the attack on Fort Sumter in April, the nation plunged into the horrors of civil war. The very fabric of the Union was being torn apart, testing Lincoln's leadership in unprecedented ways. Faced with the daunting task of preserving the Union, Lincoln rose to the challenge with unwavering determination. He called for 75,000 volunteers to quell the rebellion and skillfully navigated the complex political landscape to maintain the support of the border states. Lincoln's resolve to preserve the Union, even at the cost of war, demonstrated his unwavering commitment to the principles upon which America was founded. Lincoln grappled with the question of emancipation. He knew that freeing the slaves in the Confederate States would strike a blow against the Confederacy's economic and military might, but he also had to consider the political ramifications of such a bold move. The Emancipation Proclamation, when it finally came, would be a testament to Lincoln's evolving views on slavery and his commitment to the principles of freedom and equality for all. Section 4. The fiery trial of war. The Civil War raged on, testing the very soul of America. Lincoln, faced with the immense responsibility of leading a nation at war, oversaw the Union war effort, making crucial decisions about military strategy and appointments. The war brought immense challenges, with early Union defeats shaking the nation's confidence. Yet, Lincoln never wavered in his belief that the Union would ultimately prevail. His Gettysburg Address, delivered in November 1863 at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery, stands as a timeless testament to the enduring power of his words and his unwavering commitment to the principles of liberty and equality. The year 1863 marked a turning point in the Civil War and in the fight for freedom for enslaved African Americans. Lincoln, after much deliberation and facing considerable pressure from abolitionists and within his own administration, issued the preliminary Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863. This landmark document declared that all slaves held in Confederate territory shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free. The Emancipation Proclamation was a watershed moment in American history, transforming the Civil War from a struggle to preserve the Union into a fight for the liberation of enslaved people. The Emancipation Proclamation had a profound impact on the course of the war and on the lives of millions of African Americans. It allowed black men to enlist in the Union Army, adding much-needed manpower to the Union cause and bolstering the fight for freedom. Moreover, it gave the war a moral clarity that resonated deeply both domestically and internationally. Lincoln's decision to issue the Emancipation Proclamation was not without its critics. Some argued that it was an overreach of executive power, while others feared it would prolong the war by further alienating the South. Yet, Lincoln remained resolute in his belief that slavery was a moral abomination that had to be abolished.